We in this thing. House divided. Back with a 30-minute rivals. Crazy week. And of course, we're a little late because of voting. We'll just blame it on voting. Make sure you like the video first and foremost. Make sure you subscribe to House Divided. Make sure you subscribe to us over at the back of the bus if you want to hear some hot takes on what's going on in the entertainment industry and so on and so forth. And then make sure you subscribe over to Johnny Olden, who is not here today, but I'm sure he'll be here for the live stream.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm just going to go ahead and get started with the Penn State game since it happened first. Boy, oh boy, I'm sure Penn State wished they had Saquon Barkley. Did you see his backwards hurdle?
Yeah, the boy booty bumped over somebody's head in the middle of an NFL game. He's a cheat code. He's a creative.
As that sounded, that was
but that's what happened. No, that is an accurate
exactly what happened.
Description of what happened. He juked somebody out their shoes. He hit somebody with the nastiest spin move I've seen, like the Quinshon Juggins college football 25 spin move. That is what
that's what he
Saquon
did.
Barkley gave your man's for sure. And then again, the booty bump hurdle. Like, we're not going over you frontwards. I'm gonna turn my back to you and just soar over you. I'm gonna watch my nuts drag over top of your head. You know what I'm saying? For a first down.
Crazy. I'm sure they wish they had that. Now I don't know if they wish they had who was their quarterback?
No, they wish they had someone other than the goddamn Tin Man at the helm. That's what they wish they had.
Yes, James Franklin all over this game.
You can call him
plenty
Tin
of chances to win it.
Wait, no, who's missing a brain? Scarecrow. Call that motherfucker Scarecrow.
Well, James Franklin is missing a little heart too, so
the cowardly nittany lion.
Yep. Facts.
I just don't understand the guy, man. I really don't get it. Like, so they had 2 goal line stands. And so after the first goal line stand, how are we not challenging the offensive line? You know, not bringing an extra lineman to put a fucking wide receiver at 3 plays in a row. Jesus Christ. How about put his big ass on the fucking line and you yell at them boys and you tell them, move their ass into the end zone. We got 3 yards until pay dirt. We got 2 downs to get it. Move their ass into the end zone. Do it or we lose. Do it or die.
They thought they had it with their whatever tackle they brought in or whatever defensive.
They put it at wide receiver.
Yeah,
they put it in wide receiver and they would come in motion. Like
that's a jumbo package for them.
They made him check in as an eligible wide receiver to come in motion and to try to do a crack block. What was it? 2 plays in a row?
I thought it was 3.
I think the last one, 4th down, they tried to throw to him.
I thought they threw to Tyler Warren.
They threw it to Tyler Warren.
Oh no, Lathan Ransom was on the outside.
Yes, he was taking.
Yep, that's what it was. You're right.
Yeah, no, that was insanity. It was insane. And then for it to happen to you twice, and the second of those 2 was worse than the first, is terrible.
James Franklin, not the guy. Never going to be the guy. It is what it is. We saw this coming a mile away. Who didn't see that coming with this game? Now, I will be honest and say I was a little afraid. 10-0, Will Howard throwing pick sixes, and then the fumble into the end zone, the touchback. There was some reasons for concern, especially with the way that Will Howard played. But this is probably his first bad game. So it is what it is.
Well, it's not. It was bad because of the turnovers, right? And it's not the first time that we've seen that happen. It's a thing with him, man. It's habitual. He will play a very efficient game, and the 1 or 2 yips that he has are game changing.
So it didn't start. The season didn't start that way, but it's becoming that. Yes.
Well, sure. I mean, even versus some of the inferior talent that you guys were going up against early, it didn't change the game, but it may have extended the part of it that was competitive because of the turnover, or because the lull in the offense, or what have you. So there was a little bit of this out there, and just continue to be disappointed that they weren't able to really take advantage of that. I think Again, Clack gave you guys the best fellatio you can receive on Big Noon kickoff, because what I saw from Donovan Jackson at tackle was probably why he was hesitant to move out there. If he
I would
wasn't
say
clotheslining Abdul Carter, he was getting whooped. And so to hear Joel Clack over and over and over, I mean, is he holding a little bit? Maybe, but he's holding his own. Fam, go on somewhere. Go on somewhere. We don't even have time for that.
if I had to give somebody a less than average grade on the line, it'd be him. But at the same time, I can at least admit that he's adjusting to a new position. And he may not. I already kind of knew he wouldn't be as quick outside on the tackle position. Now, I don't know why we weren't starting Carson Hinsman originally
at guard. I mean,
it gave us a lot of room when it came to some of those run plays. So
some, but then there was a lot of times where they were stifling y'all, right? Like they were able to hold you guys at 20 points, which. Sure. I mean, the only way you lose that game is if you don't score an offensive touchdown like they did. So I don't know, man. Ryan Day owns your boy, the Scarecrow Franklin out there. He owns him. It will always find a way to lose to Ohio State. Honestly, I don't even think 2016 actually happened. It's like a myth. That didn't actually happen. They didn't actually win that game and go on to the Big Ten championship game. I don't think that year actually happened. It's folklore. It's a legend.
Yep.
The time Penn State actually stepped up and did something. What's crazy is that they're probably still going to make the playoff, and not a whole hell a lot we can do about that. But
they've got an easy schedule, and so if they lose to the number 2 or number 3 team in the country, it doesn't look that bad.
No, we'll see how they go. We'll see. I mean, I don't expect it to look much better if they roll up on another Ohio State S team in the postseason. So we'll see how that goes.
Sure. So that leaves the game that we're going into, which is a Purdue team that has looked so awful this season. And so the good thing I can at least take from it is everybody gets a confidence booster before going into Indiana, especially the offensive line. Hopefully we can kind of tweak some things. Hopefully we can tweak some things on the defense as well. I do like the way that Chip Kelly called the game. And so hopefully he can continue that streak. I'm hoping for more. I mean, it's not much to say. Again, we're going into the part of, well, not the part of the season. We're going into another game where there's not a lot of drama around it, but we'll see. I like a confidence booster. It makes things a little bit easier for me on the commentating side.
Yeah, I don't know if Purdue has anything that really threaten you guys or threaten your weaknesses. Purdue is a pretty destitute team right now, so I don't expect that to be, too hard of a contest there. If it is, oh boy, sound the alarms.
That would be crazy.
Sound the alarm.
I would be a little upset.
Sound the alarm.
Hopefully we see the Ohio State from earlier this season as opposed to what we've seen against Nebraska, I guess. But Nebraska is a much better team than Purdue. So
yeah. So you guys got Purdue and then Indiana?
Yep. And then
so Indiana plays us and you guys in back-to-back weeks.
No, we got Northwestern somewhere in there. I think we have Purdue, Indiana, Northwestern. No. Indiana was right before you guys, I think. So then it's Purdue, Northwestern, Indiana, you guys.
Oh, okay. So they'll get a little bit of a break. Yeah. I mean, I'm very interested to see how our game goes against them. That offense looks like a dynamo. Yeah, I was about to say, are we switching? Are we switching gears?
Yeah. Let's get into your Oregon-Michigan game.
Yeah, so obviously that went the way that everyone expected eventually. They hung in it. They were competitive for a long stretch of the game. I don't know if there are Michigan fans out there expecting anything more than that if we're, continuing down the path we're on, which is prove the haters wrong about the passing offense. I think that's about level, right? That's probably 1, 2, or 3 best defense that we'll see all season. Probably 2 behind Texas.
Yeah,
and I think that if that is what you're going forth with, then these last 3 games are going to be nail biters. Like it's going to be close down to the wire. You're not going to have an opportunity to create distance or dominate the game really, because you're leading with what isn't your strong suit, right? And I understand it. This is development part of the season. We've got a play caller that wants to do what he wants to do, and a head coach who refuses to snatch the keys. So we're going to see more of what we've been seeing. How much better it looks, it will get incrementally better week over week. I just don't think it's not a very successful path. The offensive philosophy right now is flawed. It's obviously playing well with recruits, and that's a good thing. But in terms of wins here down the stretch, who are you beating behind the arm of Davis Warren? And that's no disrespect to him, because he played a hell of a game on Saturday. But if a hell of a game for Davis Warren is what we got on Saturday, you can't really expect to impose your will on anybody. So expect to have some nail biters, even the Northwestern game. I told people on Johnny's show on Sunday, strap in for Northwestern, because it's not going to be an easy dub. There are no more easy dubs for us. That went out of the window in week 3, and we didn't even know it. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I guess I was looking at the game. We were in the group chat talking about it for a little while. I had to leave where I was at like mid first quarter. No, mid second quarter. Sorry. So like when the scoring got up, I didn't see any of it. So I was hoping to get a little bit of an update. I also don't think I seen Tez Johnson go out either. So that was
he went out pretty early. He went out pretty early. Now, Indiana's going to present some of the same problems, right? Up and down offense. They're going to score points. You're going to have to either slow them down or keep up scoring. Last game, it was try to keep up scoring, and that went miserably. I hope that is not the way we're going back into this. Let's not be too creative on first down. I don't think there's a reason to. Trick plays that don't work put you in a hole, right? Run the ball, run a basic passing concept, leave the flea flickers and the damn Philly specials never again. Okay, let's just run some competent offense, man. I don't need you to try to get outside of yourself and do something that we know you can't do and know that the guys can't do. So let's just, I don't know, man. I feel like traditionally it tells me that we have a talent advantage. Traditionally, it tells me that we should have a size and strength advantage in the trenches. But if that's not what we're trying to, Philly special doesn't really expose that. Flea flicker doesn't really expose that, You kind of have to go a different direction if you're going to want to lean into that. And that's not the way that we've chosen to go here recently. So we'll see. We'll see how all that goes.
It's definitely unfortunate. I know obviously this season hasn't gone the way that it, was supposed to go, but maybe you guys get Bryce Underwood.
Doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything. You got a highly talented freshman. You got a great player. We would assume. Who's calling the plays? Who's structuring the offense around him? Same person? There are things that need to happen before Bryce Underwood gets here to make it a favorable pairing. And then even on top of that, betting the house on a true fresh is risky as hell. Because even if he's not ready to play, that doesn't mean he's not going to be a good player. But that did mean that you earmarked $5, $6, $7, whatever the number is, $1 million for him to come here, and you stunk it up with him. So there is that.
Facts.
I think there's some adjustments that need to be made before that is before that's even a thing. And plus, even at that, even if we get him, I still want to beef up the quarterback room, transfer portal quarterback as well.
I mean, you've got a guy maybe besides Bryce Underwood, so we'll see what happens. All right, last thing before we go ahead and get out of here. Obviously, the college football rankings are on right this second as we're recording. Thoughts on what maybe a top 3 might look like?
Okay, Georgia's coming off a close win against Florida. Texas has a loss now. Ohio State beat a top 5 team.
Colorado
Oregon
making it in there at a top 20. That's interesting.
So top 4 for me would probably be Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State.
Texas got to be above.
I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. There's no more undefeateds other than that, right? It's just Georgia and Oregon now.
And Army.
And Army. Yeah, no. Okay, yeah. Let's go. Let's go Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State, Texas. Top 4.
Why you don't want to put Ohio State at number 2? What's up with you?
You're gracious to be in the top 4. Gracious to be in the top 4.
That's crazy. That's hate.
No. It's not hate. It's not hate. Look at the other 3 teams that I named. Who else has the type of glaring problem or glaring issue that y'all have on the offensive line? Who else has that? Who else has that glaring issue with the secondary? I'm saying y'all have glaring issues. You're a very talented team, but you have big problems. What is their big problems?
Their quarterback doesn't perform a lot.
Okay, but if you're telling me you don't think Georgia's a top 4 team because of their quarterback play, that's
ridiculous. They're a top 4 team. Top 4. They're a top 3 team.
Now, is it debatable if a team with a ransacked offensive line, like a hodgepodge kind of piece it together offensive line, like as we're looking at like competitors in that top 4 slate, like that's going to stand out. So is Iggy and Denzel Burke. That stands out like probably bigger than the offensive line.
Denzel Burke.
Davison Igbinosun, the most penalized defensive back in the country.
Yeah, but he made a huge play in the Penn State game.
No, fam, stop. No, stop.
Huge play. Amazing.
Yeah, he held on that one too.
I hate it here. All right, no, it's going to be Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia. Top 3. With the Texas didn't lose to Vanderbilt.
I don't think so.
Okay, so then
Texas beat. I mean, Vanderbilt beat Alabama and Auburn.
Right. Okay. I know Texas played Vanderbilt last week, but okay, it was a close one. That's what it was. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, so then Texas at number 4. 2 Big Ten teams, 2 SEC teams.
Sounds about right to me.
You hating. Anyway, all right. Any other thoughts before we get out of here at all?
That's it for me, man. Go ahead and give us your thoughts on last week's game, or games on both sides of the rivalry and the up-and-coming matchups. Ohio State squaring off versus Purdue, Michigan catching Indiana in the middle of a hot streak. Make sure you give us your thoughts, like, share, subscribe. We'll be here every Tuesday with one of these. And check us out every Saturday for the Big at Noon kickoff show.
The Big at Noon?
I'm sorry, Big at 11. Whoo, I tried to take Big Noon kickoff, didn't I? Big at 11 kickoff show.
Facts. And make sure you subscribe to A House Divided. Make sure you subscribe over to us at Back of the Bus. And make sure you subscribe over to Johnny Olden, who will be on the live stream this Saturday. Make sure you check it out. Peace.